accurate forecast from the WATE 6 on your side storm team.
We're staying weather aware as we go through the overnight hours, starting with no active watches or warnings in the area right now. That is good news. Yes, there are still some rain and storms. That potential will continue through the evening. Then we're going to see a little bit of a lull until early tomorrow morning. Another round comes through. Some of those could be severe, but I'll say the risk is lower than what we've had this afternoon. And really, once we get past about late morning, midday tomorrow, it's going to be fine. Rain, some of this heavy now in the Gatlinburg area, but the worst weather has pushed through. This is just heavier rainfall and some lightning as we're seeing across much of the area. The only warnings we have are into western North Carolina, but all this moderate rainfall is what's still to come. And notice there's some embedded lightning strikes showing up here and there. So that batch of heavy rain, that moves through over the next couple of hours. Kind of a wider perspective, that line was what produced and prompted the severe thunderstorm warnings. Had a few reports of some isolated damage, nothing widespread, thankfully, but there were a couple of trees being reported down, a couple of power flickers, but that's about it, thankfully, across the area. So once this batch of steadier rainfall moves through the next few hours, we will see a little bit of a respite. So let's go from where we are now at 4. I'll stop it at 7. The bulk of the rain has moved through, maybe a lingering shower or two, but really after about 8 o'clock through midnight, very limited rain chances. That's a brief lull, though, okay, because later tonight there will be another opportunity. There's still a level 2 out of 5 risk. This may be trimmed a little further south, I would imagine, later this afternoon into this evening, but I don't want you to let your guard down. Just make sure you have multiple ways to get alerts in case the ones later tonight, notice between 3 a.m. and about 8 a.m., our rain chances go way back up. I really think the bigger impact from these is going to be some locally heavy rainfall. But as I said, just to be safe, even if you sleep in a little bit late tomorrow, just have a couple of different ways you can get alerts in case any are issued. Maybe even isolated flash flood warning. That can't be ruled out either. Let's talk about that. From midnight tonight through tomorrow morning, we'll kind of have these waves of rain move through. So notice by 3 a.m., still pretty spotty. It's shortly thereafter we'll see these waves of steadier rainfall come through. This is 6 a.m. and that would be the time frame, I think, if we're going to see the isolated severe storms, then the rain really picks up. This is 9 a.m. going through about midday when it finally kicks out, and we'll probably quickly see some sunshine return to the area. So rainfall totals could still be in that 1 to possibly 2 inch range from what's falling now and what will still fall as we go into about lunchtime tomorrow on our Wednesday. So the impacts from this, hail threat's pretty low, tornado threat is pretty low, still can't rule out some isolated wind damage and heavy rainfall in that medium to high threat, the way it's looking and has looked really with the batch that's coming through now. So another round of rain coming later tonight into early tomorrow morning. I think the greater severe risk, though, is a little further to south, but don't want you to let your guard down. Most of this moves out, as I mentioned, by the time we get to late morning and before midday. Some afternoon clearing, still breezy and mild at 67, but by tomorrow evening, those temperatures fall off pretty quickly. We're only talking 50s for highs by the time we get to Thursday, and then 40s for highs by the time we get to Friday, but it will be drier and quieter. Next round of rain coming a little later Saturday into Saturday night, but it is all liquid at that point as overnight lows are only in the 40s, and another round of rain heading our way late Monday night into Tuesday. But again, that's all rain. All right.